Good evening, friends. Welcome to the Leader's Edge, Episode 1, Season.
Everyone, and welcome to our weekly webcast called The Leader's Edge. We are here tonight.
Welcome to episode number 7, Season
Leader's Edge. And in our show today, which is Season 6,
Leader's Edge, Season 3, Episode 10. And
I'm Nelson T. Welcome to this super special episode of The Leader's Edge.
And this is episode 8 of season 6.
Hey guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world.
We are now on our season 6, episode 2. And tonight, we have an amazing and wonderful
Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Leader's Edge. And today we are on our season ender for season 7 with our special guest, Alfred Galvez. He's an atelier, which is a French word for artist, who today will be talking about expressing joy through mural art and molding future artists. So to this virtual stage, all I can say is, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Alfred Galvez. Alfred?
Hello, guys. Thank you for having me in the show. I hope I can discuss and give more insights on art, mural making, and even art education.
Thank you so much, Alfred. Now, I'm sure our viewers are curious about who you are and your origins. So could you tell us more about how you became an artist, your beginnings?
Well, actually, usually I begin the statement with I started at 12 years old, and it's like the serious kind of art already that I've been doing. When age 5, 6, 7, I just scribble and dabble lang yan. But I entered the Philippine High School for the Arts, National Art Center. So I was 12 years old at the time, and it was like really serious art education. So from then until now, from 12 to 49. So that's around 37 years already of art making. So yeah, and I came from the south, from Davao. Yeah. So I came from Davao, and so basically at a young age, I separated already from our family and have my education here in the center in Manila. So yeah, and then later on in college, I entered UP Fine Arts, and then that's actually when we started our mural making. So murals are basically those big paintings directly painted on the wall. So during college, it all started with bracket, only some additional income. And so not until I made it really a serious business. So yeah, and then I basically after college, I went to have further studies in Florence, which is very influential also in my art making because Florence is the seat of classical realism, and also of course the murals. I went to Florence to study there actually murals. So there, and then I basically went with interior designers. So I partner with a lot of interior designers, and continued my art making. And then lately actually, I have this urge of extending myself. So I remember my mentor always saying that told me that to be to be able to be a complete artist, you should learn. So you should be mentored. You should create. Of course, you have to have a physical, object or a physical artwork to show. And then third is to teach. So the cycle goes on. No? So I decided to put up an atelier. So uh, the atelier is actually based on the classical methods of drawing. So that's what we teach. And then I put up a gallery. So that's the more of the helping our artists, and most especially our young ones. And the name of the gallery is Super Duper Art Gallery. So it's basically for yeah, Super Duper Gallery. So it's we're trying to make a different flavor. It's a pandemic gallery. It's pandemic baby gallery where we wanted to bring back the energy of the artists. No? So that's why we call it a Super Duper Gallery.
You know, for our viewers, Alfred over here is somebody that I have a lot in common with. First of all, we're both Visayans. I come from Cebu. He comes from Davao, and so we have the same dialect. Also, we came from the same campus, which is UP Diliman, where we took up fine arts. Interesting how our lives are shaped by people around us, circumstances around us. Alfred, nagtataka lang ako. I mean, I'm wondering, who was the bigger influence on you as far as your decision to become an artist? Was it your mom? Was it your dad? Was there an uncle who just happened to be really good at art? Uh, Paano ka nagkaroon ng spark? Ano yung nagsimula para sa'yo?
Well, actually, it's the same story of children having the talent, and then they join the contest, and then na-up yung kanilang what we call is the confidence, no. So, but during my time, kasi of course, during those times, early 70s to late 70s, hindi talaga the art scene is not really. I mean, you don't really emphasize the Philippine art scene. Even in fact, our family is more of the engineers, the scientists, because all my brothers went to Philippine Science High School. So maybe there was already an innate artist in me to be different. So I didn't go to the Philippine Science. I went to the arts. So it all started it all started maybe of that passion, and then realizing that you're not like everybody else, because of course in one class, I mean, how many of you can draw? No, so yeah, if you're good at drawing, you are always sent to other schools for competitions, for poster making contests and all that. So it's the value of being different. That talent, that not everybody is given talent. So and if you have that, it's like something already precious for you that you know that you're gonna bring with you in a lifetime. So I think it all started that way, because maybe I felt I was different. I had this particular talent that I was like drawing my classmates, portraits of my classmates. I was doing some comics, and then it's like you're like all your classmates so love you because they love your works. That in fact in the comics I put that their characters inside. I mean, my actual classmates are there as part of the story. So it makes you really it makes you really special. Because you have this special talent. So I think that's the fire that made me continue. Because until now, when most especially when I went to Manila, and I don't have any connections at all. I have no family. I mean, connections to help my career, right? But it's always this. I have this talent. I know I can survive. With this talent, I will survive. Something like that. So well, actually, there's also my mentor who which is really he's the biggest influence in me. My mentor, Mariano Chito Madarang, and yeah, he's the first dean of the Philippine Women's Fine Arts. No? So I remember him also saying that the talent. Now that's something like once you realize that the talent is not yours, then you have only two things to do with that: own or share. So that's it. So once I discovered the talent, that's all I've been doing, to own it and own it. And maybe survive basically where I am now. Yeah.
So it seems that Alfred, parang yung parents mo, your friends, relatives were all very supportive. Wala kang mga tinatawag na downers sa buhay mo. Di ba kasi sometimes there are people who will try to discourage people who choose to follow their dream in the arts.
Well, actually, sometimes my dad really. I mean, for him, it's okay to go to the arts, but he's always saying, "Why go there? It's only for the burkis." So he was saying, "Why go to the arts? It's only for the burkis." And then he's a bit of for the people kind of person. So he wasn't. They were not discouraging. In fact, they were not discouraging, but they always give me an option. Why don't you go to this sciences, or why don't you go to a different field? Because I remember during the time, the arts actually is when you say you want to be an artist, that means that you're going to be poor. There's no money in the arts. No? That's all there is to do. But in the family, actually, my brother is an artist also. Actually, I think I get my influence from him. And now he's in University of Guelph, working in Canada as a teacher also, and he's into graphic design. So I think that's the influence. And of course, one influence is when you get to see. Because since I was in Davao, there were no galleries, art galleries there. My dad actually subscribes to these Reader's Digest magazines now, and then at the back of the magazine, there's always an artwork. Featured artwork as a Reader's Digest. So that's probably some of the influences.
So let's talk about how and when the split from the typical small format paintings occurred for you, and then you began to paint on walls. I mean, when did that happen? Kasi for most people, ano lang sila eh, canvas, paintings, but you went one step further, which to me, among unique people which is what artists are, unique sila, no? Pero you're even more unique in that you went large. I mean, entire walls. Kailan nangyari para sa'yo yan?
Actually, when I was still in Davao, when I was still young, I painted my whole room. And it's figurative. It's Stations of the Cross pa nga yung ginawa ko. I mean, I made the Stations of the Cross kind of mural. So I always wanted to big because it has a big impact visually. But I think the key point there when I really entered, and I think it's a realization for me also, compared to a studio artist doing one work. If you're a muralist, basically you deal with a lot of people. You're not going to work on it alone, right?
Yeah.
You have other artists that you're going to organize them. You have to deal with clients. You have to deal with interior designers, contractors, and all that. It's what I enjoy the most. More than the art making, it's that looking at the piece as like an orchestra. Like I'm the conductor, and then here's the orchestra. It's more of the challenge of making it look like done by one artist, but actually it's done by 20 artists.
Yeah.
So
I have a question, Alfred. How much of your work in terms of murals is you, and how much of it is like what the owner of the home wanted, and then what the interior designer said is where it should be going? I can see that one of the biggest hurdles that you might have to jump through is trying to infect both the homeowner and the interior designer with your vision.
Yeah.
Kasi they have to share that eh. Like, siguro, to help you share that with us, what would be your most fulfilling mural work? Yung para sa yung bang you looked at it when it was finally over and said, it couldn't get any better than this. Para sa which one was it?
Actually, um, I did a mural for Ateneo de Davao Senior High School Chapel. So that's one. It's like um, it's very. I mean, it went to my kind of style of mural, of which the client really accepted. So it's ornate and it looks European, but actually, if you look closely, there are lots of Filipino elements. So I think the thing here is that as a muralist, you already have been trained to basically be part of a whole group of designers, artists. So one thing good about us muralists, what's happening now in this trend is that the designers are not anymore giving pegs for artists to copy, but the artist becomes part of the design process, which is that's very important. So, like for example, I have a mural that I did for a client. In fact, she never ever saw a study. No? So actually, this is one of my best murals. She never saw a study, and then she just said that I want a frangipani. So that's like a calachuchi flower. No? So I want frangipani. So it's all up to you what you how you're gonna do it. So I went there with my team. We were just working on it, and then just evolving it, like like painting on canvas. So it's just like it evolved, and it was really very nice. In fact, I like it. Like it's 100% me, right? It's 100%. It's my design, it's my artwork, but you don't really get that much, Right? Although lately, yes, I have a lot of those kind of projects. It's 100% me because maybe because of the trust already of the client, but they know that you're gonna, and also they saw your portfolio already. So basically, they're so confident that okay, just do something there. I mean, like that. But key points when we talk to clients and interior designers, we just want to understand why he wants a mural there, what colors she wants, no, and what subject, and then it's all up to us. What mood? Most important, the mood. Like, is the mural for a prayer room? So we have to get that capture the mood. So she wants a tropical feel on a prayer room. So we don't put it like a forest feel, but instead something very misty, something very. It's like something that it's like a Saint Francis of Assisi going to a forest and feeling so the peace, no? So yeah, basically you have to understand also the client, so you can also deliver.
Amazing your experience there, because ang nakikita ko is that you're not just fulfilling yourself through your art, through expressing through murals. I'm just guessing here, and maybe you can verify this, but when an ordinary home gets your extraordinary work, then that home becomes extraordinary as well. I mean, like, iniisip ko lang yung sinasabi mo when you did the work doon sa school, di ba? Wouldn't that later perhaps become a heritage site, because it's not just an ordinary building now, but it's got an original Alfred Galvez on its wall. So
Yeah.
God, they couldn't tear it down. The value of the property where your work is, it just goes up. Tama ba?
Yes, actually, nowadays we already put our murals on canvas so that clients have a choice to keep the mural in case that they will have a renovation. But one thing that we've been doing also is that documentation of the artwork. So, like for example, we have murals that the original. After doing the mural, we trace it. We trace it so that we have like an archive of the actual size and actual sketch of the mural. So in the future, if it's damaged or you lost that mural, we can actually recreate.
That's very brilliant.
And yeah, a matter of preserving. In fact, there's this one client of mine just recently that after 10 years, he renovated his house. So he has to tear down his wall where my mural is. Yeah, and then he was like, they were like crying because the children grew up with that mural. All the photos, I mean, in the family photos, you always see that mural, with the children. So yeah, so it's just like emotional for them also. But they have to change the place because it's just they have to renovate. So yeah, and the value because it was just these past 5 years or 7 years that clients have been asking me to go back to their house and sign the murals. Because before I don't sign my murals because it's decorative. Yeah, it's decorative and it's like, but now they keep on telling me, oh, Alfred, you go back here, you didn't sign my mural and all that. Okay, I signed it. Because during that time, it was like, yeah, just a decorative thing. And I think that when you keep on repeating a craft, when you keep on doing it, it becomes an art itself. Like the value, because it's a decorative craft, so it's a decorative art. So at first the value is like decorative, but when you keep on perfecting it, you keep on doing it, you perfect it, then it becomes an art. So it has a high value design. That's why they tell me to sign your work because they already saw the history of murals, how what I've been doing. So they want to be part of that history, that they have a piece of that history of murals. So they want me to sign it. Yeah.
Wow. So, yung mga trabaho mo, your works are, by the way, I'm a big fan. I mean, I've seen your Diwata series, and I can just say na I haven't seen women look as good as they do in your murals. When I follow your posts on FB, is there a coffee table book in the works, perhaps in the future for all of your works?
Actually, that's one of the plans that we really want to document because I still have my 1998 studies of murals. Everything was really kept. We kept it like sketches. I mean, like I still have the original sketches of my murals in Crimea, in Makati. So those things, we really keep it photographs. In fact, old stencils that we've been using, we kept it also. So yeah, actually, we could actually. But what's important is that we need to share this. All the knowledge that we acquired in doing this, and it's all like knowledge based on experience. Because nobody really, there was just no course on murals in the Philippines. So it's all really discovery and experience. And
One day when you finally have that coffee table book, whether it's in soft copy or hard copy, especially if it's hard copy and you're going to launch it, I might actually fly to Davao just to have you autograph it personally because that's how big a fan I am of your work. Now, talking about galleries, I know that it must have been difficult to put one up, but there you are. You put up your own gallery. Um, that tells me that first of all, you're very confident about the future of art in Davao, because that's where your gallery is. You even have a school. Could you tell us more about your gallery and school?
Actually, we have a gallery in Davao, it's Art Portal Gallery, and then we also have a newly opened gallery here in Quezon City. So
Oh,
yeah, so that's the Super Duper Gallery is in Quezon City, and then the Art Portal Gallery is in Davao. So and then the school is actually in Quezon City, but we fly in different regions to do our workshops. No? So before we went, mostly we went to Davao, and then before we also went to Naga. So actually we spread out as much as possible. But of course, when the pandemic came, it's, but yeah, sorry.
that's all right. That's all right. Um, because I know that it's not always easy to manage a gallery, considering that we rely on foot traffic, and
Yes,
in a pandemic, there just
yes,
isn't any.
true.
Uh, so you probably promote it online with, say, virtual exhibits or virtual galleries, and I know that you have a lot of people there who are showing great talent and great potential. Like people seem to think that art is a solo activity, but as you've proven with murals, you work as a team. In other words, it's not just you, but
Yeah.
several. Are some of those people your students who help you out?
Actually, not really all, not some are students, but some are well, most of them are actually young artists, newly graduates from different schools.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so yeah, actually, the thing when you were saying about involving a lot of people, involving people, not involving artists. In fact, Art Portal Gallery is like an artist-run gallery. Like the artists who exhibit there take turns to experience how to manage a gallery. So sometimes they supervise the gallery. So let's say, for example, an artist is scheduled, let's say, 2 weeks. They will stay in the gallery, and then they will experience, just simple stuff like writing vouchers, and categorizing paintings, again, dealing with client, talking to client, explaining their works or the works of others. So yeah, we always keep artists involved in our business. Um, and of course, in the teaching side, it's the same. Um, yeah, it's the same.
That's really nice because it seems that business is taking off, the restrictions are going down, so we're looking at a better future for
Yes.
for galleries and for artists.
True.
Alfred, I became curious all of a sudden. Out of all the people who enroll to learn how to express themselves through art, how many are there because it's what they really want to become, and how many are there more because they see it as a form of therapy, a form of distressing or relaxing?
Okay. Well, the types of students that we have actually is one, we have like the high school students who want to go to the arts in college, so they enroll at us. Most, especially those who want to take the talent exams, so they enroll with us and we train them. And then others are like they want it as their hobby. Now, like for example, in fact, I always this type of students I always tell them that make art as part of your lifestyle. So we have like pharma from pharmaceuticals, from a nurse. We have also a nurse. So yeah, they enroll because it's something that they maybe love to do before, but they don't have time before to, or they did not choose that. But now that they income wise that they're already stable, so actually like they can put more a bit of time on learning art. Other students naman are um, like the senior ones, the senior ones. As in, I have a student that's age 67. So yeah, and it's like something it's like going back to their first love when then they were not able to really own their talent because they went in a different field, and that took them a long time. Or some are graduates of fine arts, but they have like, for example, I have this student. He was a USD graduate of fine arts, but he went into business, and and then she totally forgot about painting. And then when she wanted actually to paint again, it's like she was alive again. You know, she was it's like it's a new another stage for her. Yeah, so yeah, those are the type of students, and I think although sometimes they say that it's a stress reliever, but when they enroll in my classes, they're saying, Alfred, I don't think art is a stress reliever because our plates are really very technical. You know, we're bringing the actually because we want to bring the best from
Okay.
them. So we always say that our art workshops is for the serious beginners. And
I probably belong to that final category, the former art student, the graduate who went in a different direction. Parang mga Tessie Tomas na dating fine arts tapos naging comedian. Ako naman dating fine arts na naging animator for a while and then became an HR professional. How do we find you? In social media, are you on LinkedIn? I know you're on FB.
Yeah, actually, we are on. I'm on FB, Galvez Atelier. Also in Instagram, just Galvez Atelier. And, yeah, you can find our works there. Also, for the murals, it's AGmurals. So you can find my works. We have a website also, www.galvezatelier.com.
Where is your gallery located in Davao, just in case people want to pay a visit and have a look?
It's actually the heart of Davao. It's at Paseo de Legazpi. Yeah, 115 Paseo de Legazpi. But actually, our focus now is more on when we had like our focus now actually when we opened the gallery in Quezon City. What we've been doing is actually we bring the artists from the province here in Manila and then experience the art scene here. Sometimes of course, the gallery we show their works here, and then the community here in Quezon City or in Manila, they get to see the actual works of these regional artists. So it's really more of that. It's a 24 square meter gallery, so it's not enough space. So what we did is just we do exchanges. Sometimes we propose for a gallery like another gallery, the gravity art space. We propose these Davao artists to have a show there. So recently, some of the artists from Davao moved here with their artworks and exhibited in other galleries. So yeah, it's just like helping hand in hand with other galleries to help these artists.
So your gallery right now, which is I suppose newer in Quezon City, where do people go to find it?
It's at 11 Jamboree, number 811 Jamboree. It's near GMA 7, Timo, Quezon City.
Oh my gosh, I know that place. I'll probably drop by one of these days, have a few drinks with you.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. I'm just wondering now, Alfred, with so many people having the heart of an artist, just crying to get out, no? What words of advice would you have for those who who are maybe afraid to come out and become?
Actually, well, you said the term afraid now, but when I encounter the first day workshops, when I encounter my new students, I always tell them, drop the fear that you cannot draw, because we're here to help you. But I think it's dropping the fear that because yeah, and I think that's my advice to young artists who want to start. Drop the fear first, and then art is equated with freedom. So you have to really free yourself and create, and then just keep on creating, because in fact, time is very. I think for me, time is an element of art. So I mean, you need really a lot of time. That's why masters started very young. So just continue, just work on your ideas. And actually, another advice that I would tell them: gather all the information. Don't go into, let's say, for example, I like anime. It's just anime that I want. No? Go learn classical. Go learn anime. Go learn everything. Everything is already in social. Learn everything. Learn all the things that you
Wonderful. So, Alfred, thank you so much for giving us so much of your valuable time. I know you are an incredibly busy businessman, not just an atelier, but also a businessman. So, ladies and gentlemen, do stay tuned for when we have our season opener. That's season 8, episode 1, where we will be inviting Alan Scher, who will be talking about developing investment grade software part 2. He will be hosted by Nelson D. And also, stay tuned because sometime in April, we'll be inviting Vic Navales, also an artist, also from
Yeah.
Davao, who will
Yes.
be one of our guests. So, as ever, ladies and gentlemen, if you like the show, and I'm sure you did, do click the like, share, and subscribe button to be notified. And always remember, as Alfred's story shows us, learning is a never ending journey with limitless vistas. Good day. Thank you, Alfred. Good day.